Hello and welcome to Tablet Pro Studio. We're going to go through this left panel first, then we'll tackle program profiles, touch controls, expand text and voice, radio menu. These will be mostly in another video, but we'll touch on radio menu, how to edit, the stylus Bluetooth button, which is the one here at the top, and the side buttons. So let's start with the touch on off button here in the top left corner. If we turn that on, underneath is the zoom button. If you tap it with the stylus, it will zoom in. If you tap the screen again with the stylus, it will zoom out. If you zoom in and out, you can click on different things on the screen. You can pinch in and out. You can tap on menus. And again, that cancels with the stylus use. If your mouse pointer disappears while using Touch Zoom Desktop, you can click here again and it should reappear. Underneath the zoom button is the auto switch button. Notice that the plus sign in the center is blue. Notice the same thing on the touch icon. When that's active, it's blue. When it's deactivated, it's gray. Now, auto switch, what this is going to do is this is going to look for programs in the program profile list. You can see those right here. You can select any of these by scrolling down to it. That should load the setting specific for that application. To add a new application, you can click on this plus button, find your exe, and the list of running exes, and add a little bit of additional information. Notice that there are question marks next to certain sections or information buttons next to certain sections in order to learn more about those. Now, if you have a program open, like OneNote, you'll notice that it switched automatically to OneNote here. You can click on this refresh button. This is activate the relevant touch preset. What that means is if we have an application open, let's say Blender right here, we open the Studio main panel, we click on activate relevant. This will give you a tooltip, activate a window to load its associated Tablet Pro preset. Notice it noticed which application we clicked on and it loaded the correct preset for it. We have our help button here underneath auto switch. This has links to our Discord channel, which is the best place to find quick support. It has some basic help information in here, as well as links to this video and the download touch. If you're having trouble downloading the touch application, you can click on this download touch button on the bottom of the help window. Our Discord channel is a great place to find other people who are trying to do the same thing as you're doing on your computer, to make friends, share presets, ask questions. All of that happens here. Support quick. This channel is the one you want to go to if you have a pressing, time-sensitive question. Use @justice in order to send a message to me and notify me so I can respond quickly. If your question is not time sensitive, go up to the top right to the search option and type in your question, Blender, click enter, and notice that we have a number of different posts related to Blender, or scroll down here and find specific app discussions, Blender, and you can learn that way as well. Below is the rate button. Click this if you would like to rate the application up. If you would not like to rate the application up, please send me a support email or a support question in the Discord channel. I am actively developing the application. I really care that it works well, that it does what we need it to do. I'm a heavy user myself, not someone who is making this application from the outside in, but rather from deep, deep, deep on the inside as someone who needs these functions to work for myself. Below is the cart icon. This is where you purchase the application. If you support the application by purchasing, just know that this does not go to a CEO's third mansion, but it goes directly to supporting my family, my two daughters, to Takashi in Japan and Marius over in Romania. We notice every single purchase and we appreciate every single purchase. So thank you for doing that. Now, if you see the UI here and it looks a little different than yours might look like this. If you would like to have a custom theme This includes custom radio menus. So you can click here on radio menu to see what the radio menu looks like. This one has some white buttons. You can change very quickly what color these buttons are in the editor, which you can find in the ellipsis of the radio menu on the top right corner by the home button. I'll show you my favorite one here, and you can check these out yourself if you want to see what other radio menus there are and what other theme styles there are for the application. This includes sounds for the buttons, custom colors for the artist pad and the radio menus, and an updated and hopefully cool user interface here and in the editor. Now, program profiles, this is the group of settings. This includes the stylus settings on the right. This includes the radio menu, and this includes the touch controls and the voice controls inside of the program profile. So here, if we have Blender selected, you'll notice that Blender is the touch preset. The touch presets are the buttons you see on the side. If there's more than one default touch INI, you can find it by clicking here. You'll see these options. You can click on these to update and change it. You can choose the type of touch mode. Typically, the one that's customized for that application is the medium artist pad. There's also a few other modes here, like the full screen mode. This turns the entire screen into a trackpad, and you can add buttons on this as well and customize those. In radio menu, you can click on the eye to show the radio menu. To edit it, you can click on the edit pen. The same thing for expand text and voice, and for the touch presets, this will open the same editor, which looks like this. Notice the three tabs: touch, radio menu, and expand text voice. Now the editor has a dedicated video, so I suggest watching that. Right now, in order to edit a button, the very quick answer is click on the Start button in the top left corner. Select a button by clicking on it. Notice that we have this check mark icon here that we have over here. The type of action is a keyboard action instead of a mouse or a touch display mode. You can explore those. The action type is underneath. We have enter selected. Modifiers, we don't have any selected here. The type of action is press once, which means press when you press and release when you release. Use once is a 1 second toggle. It'll turn on for 1 second, then off. This would be when you use the stylus. Some applications are old school and don't support simultaneous pen and touch, and so this is what you would use for that. Hold/sticky toggle will turn on when you press it the first time and turn off when you press it the second time. Notice that these options are different inside of the radio menu. This we'll talk about when we do the radio menu tutorial. Let's select our button again. Over here, this is the icon code, which we got from the icon search. And then here we have our tooltip. You can type it in manually. You can use the voice activated enter. Or you can click on this A here to populate a name based off of the action. So let's go ahead and click on that. Notice we have enter right here. If we click apply, this will update and we'll have that information. The advanced section, stack buttons and Docker, watch the dedicated videos on those options to learn more. All right, let's go back to the home page. Over here on stylus, we have a generic stylus. If we want to change what stylus options are available, we can click here on the ellipsis. One button plus Bluetooth. This is like the standard Surface Pen or the Slim Pen 1 or 2. Two buttons. This has the two buttons here at the bottom, but does not have a Bluetooth option. This is like the Raphael R520 or the R520C. Two buttons plus Bluetooth. This one is like the Wacom Bamboo ink styluses that have the two side buttons and a Bluetooth button at the top. Now, if you want to map something to the Bluetooth button, this is the clickable button on the top that pairs with Bluetooth. You're going to want to click on this icon right here. This will open up Windows settings. The second option down, we're going to click on here, single click, double click, and press and hold. We're going to set these to nothing. Underneath, while we're in this menu, it's worth pointing out I have my computer set up like this because show visual effects will sometimes ruin color picking with a stylus or when a stylus is used. And I have ignore touch input when I'm using my pen toggled off because this will block pen and touch from working together at the same time. The drop down gives you a list of options for that Bluetooth button click. And underneath we have our side buttons. The invert is typically the front button. This is synonymous with the erase action on the tail of some styluses. So if this is causing problems when you erase, it's sending invert, then you may want to choose a different stylus type, like the one button plus Bluetooth option. Barrel, this is synonymous with right click. And on certain stylus, this is reversed, so just be aware of that. Our options for the side button clicks are right here. I recommend using the radio menus. These are very powerful. It gives you a lot of options. I'd like to point out that all of these different options have a little information button next to them. I recommend reading these to learn a little bit more about each of these different sections. There is a question mark right here. If you are upgrading from version 5, this list might look funky, and the instructions for how to fix that are right here in the question mark. You can get to settings in the top right corner here. You can find this video in the help menu, getting started video, and the rest of the tutorials are underneath. Notice again that some of these are going to be the old UI. I'm working on updating these videos. A lot of them are still very relevant information, even though the UI has changed. So feel free to watch these. And if you have questions, again, go to the Discord channel, post your question there, and usually you'll have an answer pretty quickly. If you purchased on the website, right here is the enter license code information. This will direct you to the Microsoft Store, where you're going to want to click on your account profile up here on the top right, and then redeem code or gift card. This is where you're going to put that key that you found in the email. I recommend you watch 2 additional tutorials. The create a new preset one. If you have any trouble with this, you can find that here in help and beginner tutorials. Create a new preset. And I recommend watching the editor tutorial, which you can find in help, beginner tutorials, edit a touch button. Thank you guys for being a part of this community. I'm really glad that you're here. And if you love the Tablet Pro software, please rate it up in the App Store. I always enjoy seeing those ratings. They really make me smile. And comment in the Discord channel and say hello. Until next time, stay creative and have a wonderful day.